From the weight room to the turf right here in the SoField Indoor Practice Facility, scouts from the NFL to the CFL worked players in everything from ball skills to agility as they look to take a little mountain magic back to their respective teams. Tucked away in the little town of Banner Elk, North Carolina is one of the most electric brands of basketball you can find in the high country. May I present to you Dunk Mountain. The sun is shining through the windows here in the Mark E. Riggs Athletic Complex. If I look to my right, I can see Kid Brewer Stadium in downtown Boone. I would say the expectations are hopeful here today. If you look behind me, there is a raucous crowd all the way from App State officials, former and current players for the App State women's basketball team, and some head coaches like Dustin Kearns, just a couple feet away from me right now, actually. You can also see fans, and they are all excited for one person, and that is head coach Alora Sharp. Sticking with the outdoors, from bees to fish we go. Trout season is now underway across western North Carolina. Streams, creeks, and rivers across Avery, Ashe, and the Watauga counties were all stocked recently. The season runs until July 31st, and there are no bait or lure restrictions in all hatchery-supported waters. Folks can also keep up to 7 trout per day. Delayed harvest waters don't open until May 31st, so be on the lookout for a green diamond sign near your fishing spot to be sure you're in the right place. Good luck to all the fishermen out there.
If you're looking for some fun things to do up here in the high country, the Tweetsie Railroad Amusement Park is now open.
You know, Jenna, speaking of Tweetsie, I actually want to be a cowboy growing up. Had a little hat and a gun and everything.
Oh, now that's great to hear. You and I hit the rodeo, you know, because I've heard I look great in those chaps.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. But you know what? If you prefer to stay indoors, another great event comes to town as the Indigo Girls are set to perform in Boone on April 12th.
You know, another thing that's happening that same weekend,
Oh.
the Appalachian Young People's Theater is performing Winnie the Pooh at the Greer Studio Theater from April 12th through the 14th.
Oh, wow.
Also going on, Ashe County has their beloved farmers market coming back to West Jefferson that weekend as well. In case you want to, get you an apple, go get you some.
Oh, absolutely. Personally, I love a farmer's market.
Yeah.
You will find me there.
Oh yeah, you can find all kinds of stuff there. It's awesome. But anyways, and lastly, if you are in the mood to watch some lawnmowers rip around the racetrack, head out to Wilkesboro Dragway on April 19th to see the belt burners. That sounds amazing.
You know, that is one way you can get your kids to do some chores.
Absolutely. The Miracle on the Mountain basketball season for App State men's team was one for the record books, as we highlighted earlier in the show. But after the stellar season, all but 4 players have entered the NCAA transfer portal. Sophomore forward and the Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Year, Justin Abson, announced his entry on March 24th, along with Trayvon Spillers and 6 other teammates. This brings the total loss of the portal up to 8 players, not to mention the 3 that are set to graduate. The sheer number of players entering the portal suggests a rebuild, but with a recent extension for Coach Kearns, players may elect to withdraw their names from the portal and return next season. We will provide more updates as they come.
I'm a firm believer that nerves are like fire. You can either harness that fire and use it to your advantage, or you can let that fire burn you up. I'm a firm believer that fire is good. Use it as an opportunity to let that adrenaline flow and go out there and peak perform my best.
What would you do if you were on the cusp of accomplishing your lifelong dream? Knowing that every move, every expression is under the microscope. That one moment could change your life forever. 7 athletes got to experience this very feeling as they gave their all one last time at App State Pro Day.
It was surreal just being back in the indoor and doing what I wanted to do. Chase my dream of playing professional football. It was fun. It went by so fast. Do all this training just for one rep. And I think I did what I had to do today. The emotions they were all over, man. I was glad to see my teammates, my family here, my coaches. I know they support us so much.
Sort of surreal for me because this is my last college thing that I'll ever do in terms of athletics. Just being happy about it and just knowing like this is the last time you'll ever do it and just be grateful for it.
Man, I was so happy to see them guys. When we first got up with each other on Saturday, there was a lot of jokes and laughing, but it was good, being out with the guys one last time and putting that A on one last time.
From the weight room to the turf right here in the SoField Indoor Practice Facility, scouts from the NFL to the CFL worked players in everything from ball skills to agility as they look to take a little mountain magic back to their respective teams.
I'm lucky enough to see them every single day you know, through ups, downs, wins, losses, summertime training, off-season, spring ball. I've watched Bucky Williams get under a squat bar with 435 on it, squatted 17 times, so he almost passed out. It was awesome. You know, I've seen Nick Ross, I don't think I've ever seen Nick Ross get tired, ever, you know, in his life. And just how explosive AP is, Andrew Parker. Like, we might not always be the biggest, the fastest, the strongest, but we're gonna outwork people. And then when the lights are on, we're gonna perform. And we're gonna keep performing and keep performing and keep performing, because it is different up on the mountain.
Regardless of where their football journey takes them, these athletes will take App State and the culture instilled in them every step of the way.
It's different on the mountain, man. Everybody who's played here, they know what the culture is. I don't think there's one word to describe the culture. I think you have to really be embodied in this team and this program and being on the mountain. There's nothing to do up here but football. And I think that's the beauty of it, getting to know your teammates, getting to know the coaches around here. It's been the best just kind of being embodied in this culture. It's definitely changed who I am as a man and obviously who I am as a football player.
MurrellFest is a fundraiser for Wilkes Community College and the students here in our community. We started in 1988 raising money for students, and this is our 36th festival. We originally, Doc Watson, the famous folk musician, agreed to help with a fundraiser here to raise money for our gardens here on campus, and it just blew up from there.
A tradition like no other. Family fun, good food, and even better music. All wrapped in a 4-day festival in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. While MurrellFest continues to grow on the campus of Wilkes Community College, its roots run deeper to a well-known duo in the high country.
The thing that Doc Watson blessed us with was the way we describe our festival, which is traditional plus. You know, I'm always thinking in the back of my mind, is this something Doc would have enjoyed? But even if it's not something he would have played himself, Doc had an eclectic taste, and we kind of tried to think the things that Doc and Merle would have been able to tap their toe to while they were listening to it.
Thousands of fans across the weekend did just that. Toe tap into all their favorite music through all of MurrellFest's 12 stages.
A lot bigger of a festival than we've been part of in the past, which has been really nice.
It felt good to get people moving at 11:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So like, if
Before it gets hot.
You know, we're not used to doing that back home in Wisconsin.
I think for a lot of folks, you really get a good bang for your buck, and you can come in this case and hear a lot of different types of music that you may not get at other festivals, because you can go and you can go to rock and roll, you can go in here and you can hear blues, you can hear traditional, and just people just sitting around having a good time playing their own music.
Whether it's your first time or your 30th, MurrellFest and its infectious atmosphere will have you coming back for more time and time again.
It's been a great 20 years, and I told my buddy Ken, I said, you'll know I'm not coming because you'll have already come to my funeral.
Between the picking and fiddling, there's a little bit to do for everyone here at MurrellFest. But what happens if you didn't get a ticket to this year's festivities? Well, guess what? The mountains of North Carolina are jam-packed this summer with live music. So plenty of opportunity for you to get outside, go do something, get moving, and then sing into that fresh, high country air.